Welcome to another episode of King's World. Okay, so we skipped last week. We did not have King's World. Why? Because it's the beginning of the summer. There's a lot of things that need to be done. I'm busy. I got 2 kids I got to worry about. Camp, this, that, COVID. It's been an absolute nightmare, but we're back on track. And what we're going to do is actually what I was going to do for this week was we were going to go into this private gym that I've been training at. And we're going to shoot one of my clients. Her name is Sephora. Sephora is an absolute marvel. She came to me as a very quiet, well-mannered, she's a Hasidic Jewish woman. And we took that and we turned her into this big buffed Barbie. I mean, just an absolutely different type of human being. She's gorgeous. She's got muscles now. She gets attention everywhere she goes and she's loving life. So we're going to take her into this gym. I'm going to do some workouts. I'm going to show you guys some ins and outs of what we did to get her transformation to where we were, even the nutrition. And we're going to go over the supplementation too. So the whole 9 yards will be covered. This week, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about the top 5 gyms that I've ever seen or trained at throughout my entire career. All my travels all across the world, all the things that I've seen, I've narrowed it down to 5 gyms. I'm going to go over where, when, how, who, what, and all that good stuff. So let's get started. Here we go. The first gym on my list of King Kamali's best and greatest gyms ever will be Tysons Olympia Gym. And that's in Tysons Corner, Virginia. Why did I pick this gym? Because it was my first gym. After I graduated from high school, I already had the bug. You know, everyone in high school used to call me Cobra. Why? Because I had lats. Why? Because what we did in high school is we went to the weight room after school and we lifted weights. Why? Because that's what everybody did in my high school, and it was where the girls were hanging out. The cheerleaders would come and they would look at us and they go, ooh, ah, and we would be lifting weights, trying to be little studs. So I was responding faster than everybody else, but when high school was done, I needed to find a real gym. And what happened is I discovered Tysons Olympia Gym. Folks, just think of every bodybuilding stereotype you can think of a hardcore gym. I walked into this gym and the characters that I saw, literally it was almost like a movie for me. It was like a fantasy walking into this place. Let me give you the list of characters that were in there. Mondo, Pineapple, Weasel, Cacciatore, Big J. All of these guys back then, you know, with the fanny packs and the big crazy wear pants and the rag tops. And the wonderful colors and the pink and the neon it was just an unbelievable world for me. Tysons Olympia Gym, hardcore. All the local champion bodybuilders were there training at this gym. The atmosphere was all grimy, the stench of mold. And you can just imagine, like Temple Gym for Dorian Yates. And here I am, an 18-year-old kid walking into this gym. And, they took me under their wing and I just started to flourish and learn a little bit here and take it a little bit from there. The dumbbells back then, if it went up to 120s, you were like, holy crap, 120. It was just unbelievable. My fondest memories of Tysons Olympia Gym is when Sean Ray, I was just a teenager, and when Sean Ray came and I was like, oh my God, I almost seen Christ walk into the gym. And then the tuna, that's all they ate. That's all they ate was tuna. And the smell of tuna inside and outside, I'll never forget that. It's just the amounts of tuna that these guys used to eat. And of course, when the place shut down, how did Tysons Olympia Gym get shut down? Well, the DEA shut it down because of the massive amounts of drugs that were coming in and out of that place. And I remember one day when it was all shut down and it was done, I got a phone call from Weasel. We're going to just say his nickname, Weasel. And he said, bro, you got to come and see this, bro. You'll never see anything like this for the rest of your life. I said, all right, so I got my car shot there. It was a huge ladder on the side of the building. It was this big grimy building. So he goes, come on. So we climbed up this ladder. And all I remember, folks, is when I got up to the top and I peeked on the roof of Tysons Olympia Gym, there had to be at least 2,000 needles. 2,000 used needles. What these guys were doing throughout the years at this gym were taking their shit and chucking it on the roof of the building. And at the end, I mean, it was a sight to see. 2,000 needles on top. Oh, man. I need to write a book. I seriously need to write a book of the things that I've seen and done. Tysons Olympia Gym, Tysons Corner, Virginia, #1 on my list. #2 on my list. This gym, very familiar to almost everybody in the world today. Beth Powerhouse Gym in Syosset, New York. Okay. Why do I say Beth Gym? One, because it is very hardcore. The atmosphere of, on any day you walk in there, you'll see about 10 to 15 IFBB professionals working out. #2, Steve Weinberger's there. He's got the watchful eye. I mean, he sits there in his office, and I don't know if you guys know, but he's got like 30 little screens, and he's almost like the, you know, like the mad professor sitting back there looking at everybody, what's going on and this and that. And he's always available. A lot of people think that Steve is this big, you know, angry, you know, mean guy that, you know, takes. He's not, you know. I have never seen anybody go up to Steve and say, hey, man, can you take a look at me? And if he has time, even if he has 5 minutes, he's like, yes. He'll come, they'll go into the posing room, which is another excellent part of the gym. It's that posing room, and he'll check you out and he'll give you his honest opinion. Doesn't matter if you're an amateur, if you're Kai Green. It doesn't matter. He's going to look at you. He's going to give you his honest opinion. The equipment, it's a mix of the new and the old. Personally, I like the old equipment a lot better. Why? Because it's straight up and down, straight forward and back. None of this curvy angled, none of this stuff that goes up and down with the hammer strengths and the hoist and things. You know, I understand that. I understand that they're trying to use the technology, but for bodybuilding, for me personally, I like the old stuff better. I like it when it comes straight down and straight up and back and forth. When I see these Smith machines nowadays that are angled, I can't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense to me to have a Smith machine that's angled. It boggles the mind. Straight up, straight down. That's the way it should be, my personal opinion. Beth all the hardcore people, plus the photo shoots, and not to mention the atmosphere, like I said at the beginning. It makes a complete gym. If you're in the East Coast, if you're a bodybuilder and you want to experience something that you want to check off on your bucket list, you got to go to Beth Powerhouse Gym. #2 on my list. Third gym on my list, Venus Gym in Dubai. Okay, folks. I'm sure you guys, everybody in the world, you've heard of Dubai. Dubai this, Dubai that. Okay, put the glitz and glamour aside and what have you. Anis is the owner of Venus Gym. He invited me there when we had a big seminar and we had the whole supplement festivals and all that stuff. We went there and we had a great time 5 years ago. And he gave me the first class treatment. Anis, one of the best, one of the most respectable. I love the guy. Anis, thank you very much. You were great. And his gym. Why? Why do I say Venus Gym? Okay. First of all, again, going back to the A word, atmosphere. The atmosphere in there. When you walk into Anis's gym, when you walk into Venus, you will see a variety. You'll see Germans, Japanese, you'll see Americans, you'll see Swedish, all types of champions and everything you can imagine from every sport. They're all in there training. #2, he allows freelance trainers to come in. See, this is something, it's a side note. I don't understand American gyms. I don't understand the American corporate concept. I've seen so many mom and pops go down and go out of business because they're trying to compete with the corporate. It doesn't work. You can't do it. Look at the business model in the Middle East and Asia and then figure it out here, America. You know, we're supposed to be the best and the baddest. Figure it out. Let freelance trainers come in. Let them make their money. Your membership goes up through the roof. That's the bottom line is the money. It's the finances. It's the cash. The dollars is the bottom line. Let freelance trainers come in. Sorry about that. I had to go off a little bit on the hinge right there. Okay, Venus. What else makes it great? The equipment. State-of-the-art equipment. You name it, it's there. From the Icarian, from the Cybex to the Techno Gym. You name it, it's all there. Fantastic. They allow food. Oh my God. This is another thing that American gyms don't do that the gyms in the Middle East and Asia, and I've seen even Australia. They serve food at the gym. So when you're finished training, you go straight to the restaurant section, sit down, you have your egg whites, you have your beef, you have your chicken, you have your fish, you have your vegetables, you want to shake, whatever you want. They'll cook your goddamn food for you. It's amazing. The music, Anis loves hip hop. When you're in there, man, it's almost like being in a freaking club, man. They blast that. You feel the thump of the bass, boom, boom, again, atmosphere. Binus Gym, Dubai. If you ever go to Dubai, you have to. It's got to be another one of those things on your bucket list to mark it off. Anis, love you. See you soon. Boom. Fourth best gym I've ever been in my life. S-Cut Gym in Tehran, Iran. Okay, so Iran. Producing a lot of champions. King Kamali, Arash Rahbar, Miriam, Abtin, you name it, Rohola. We got all these world champions, Hadi Chupan, everybody you can imagine. All the latest stars all coming out, all the fantastic, all the great athletes. Why? Because Iran takes bodybuilding just as seriously as here in America, they take basketball seriously, or they take baseball seriously. That's how bodybuilding is looked at in Iran. I went to Iran for seminars a few years back, and I went to every corner of the country, and believe me, fantastic gyms, from the top notch, ultra exclusive gyms like Oxygen in Tehran to the smaller gyms like in the smaller cities in Gorgan when I went, or Esfahan when I went. Yeah, fantastic gyms. All of them had great atmosphere, but top of that list has to be S-Cut. Let me explain to you why. First of all, I like high ceilings. I don't like low ceilings. I get claustrophobic. I just don't like it. S-Cut is in this warehouse type atmosphere. The owner of the gym, Mr. Reza Soltani, he is the chairman of bodybuilding in Tehran. Very powerful man. I genuinely love this man. He took care of me when I was there. Even when I got food poisoning when I was there, he took care of me. He took me to the hospital. He even slept on the gurney next to me, making sure that I was okay when I got up, and took me back to my, I mean, this guy, he's one of the greatest human beings I've ever met in my life. He runs the gym, hardcore. Again, every professional top-ranked athlete goes to his gym, whether it's soccer, whether it's wrestling, whether it's powerlifting, whether it's basketball. It doesn't matter. They all go to his gym. You can walk in there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock at night, and you'll find 8 or 9 world champions training in his gym. He also has a lot of political clout. A lot of political big-timers and heavyweights go there too. A lot of celebrities go there. S-Cut Gym, the atmosphere, and again, my biggest bonus, which I love more than anything else, the food. When you finish training, you go straight to the food section. They make you your egg whites. They make you your steak, whatever you want to do. You eat right there. It's just absolutely amazing. S-Cut Gym, hardcore, high ceilings. Most of the qualifications for the United States national team are held in his gym. And Reza's and he himself is a world champion bodybuilder. Love the guy. Just amazing. If you ever get a chance, I know that's a little bit iffy because of the situation and politics and all the nonsense that's going around in the world. But if the politics weren't there and you could travel all across the world to do whatever, that's another one to put on your bucket list. S-Cut Gym, Tehran, Iran. Number 5 on my list. Come on, guys. Gold's Gym, Venice, California. The original Mecca. It's hard to explain. And you talk about, I've said it 3 times now, bucket list. This has to be. When you walk in there and you walk into a gym where Arnold Schwarzenegger, where Robbie Robinson, where Tom Platz, where Lee Haney, I mean, it's a different feeling when you walk in there. You feel the vibe. You feel some aura, some spiritual, I don't know, something happens to you. You just feel that. And you look on all around the gym and you see all the pictures of the Mr. Olympias and all the champions. And anytime you walk in, every time I've been to Gold's Gym Venice, I've run into Hollywood stars. I've run into The Rock. I've run into, you name it. I've run into celebrities in there. You name all the professional bodybuilders, they go there. All the YouTube stars and all the influencers, all that shit, all that stuff goes on in Gold's Venice. The equipment is unbelievable. Again, it's like the Steve's gym in Syosset with Beth Francis' gym in Powerhouse. Same thing. It's a mix of the old and the new. Just great equipment, great lighting, and the legendary mirrors. When you go in and all the way to the back to the left, you've seen it, I've seen it, the world has seen it, where every top professional has always gone and hit their poses. The lighting, where they open up to the outdoor natural lighting that's coming in and the mirrors that are there, it's just classic. They have an unbelievable posing room, which you can go in there and take advantage of. Their cardio room, you name it. Gold's Gym, Venice, California. The respect that they give to IFBB professionals. I know that Lee Priest had it's kind of a, bad memorabilia or something happened to him that he didn't like it. They didn't give him his respect. Every time I've been to Gold's Venice, they've showed me my respect. I think that, once you go into the corporate realm and things start to happen, you start to realize that, the kids nowadays, they might not know who a Kevin Lavroni is who walks in, but they still go far and beyond, and somebody's going to be always there, some type of management to allow the professionals to get the respect that they deserve. Gold's Gym Venice, you can't beat it. You have to go there. It's got to be on your bucket list. Too many memories, too many things have happened, too many amazing people that have walked through those doors. Those are the top 5 gyms. Now, I want to say something as a sidebar real quick, and now that I mentioned those 5. I'm really, just as a fan, just as someone who loves this sport and loves this industry, it kills me. It's breaking my heart to see all these bankruptcies, 24-hour, Gold's Gym. I mean, you name it, all these. I mean, this virus has really, really, really destroyed a lot of things that we consider ours in this industry. We consider as something that belongs to us. And only we can bring this stuff back. Personally, I have to be honest with you. Even when my gym, I'm here in New York, if my Powerhouse opens up, they're requiring masks while we train. It's only 25% capacity. You can't use the locker rooms. What the F is that, man? I mean, these are some hard ass times. Personally, I believe that it's going to be up to us to bring this back. It's going to be us to bring the aura and the prestige and the life back into this industry, into this sport. Do what you can out there. Unfortunately, how I see it, it looks like the private gyms, the smaller gyms, those are the ones that are going to be benefiting the most because people are rightfully so, freaking out. I don't want my mom and dad to get sick. I don't want I just don't want that either. So we all have to be careful. The bottom line is be safe, wear those goddamn masks as much as you can, sanitize as much as you can, and let's do our best to get rid of this freaking virus so we don't have to worry about it. Things will never be the same again. Let me say that one more time. Things will never be the same again, but we can adapt and we can make it great again. Okay, now, going back, we're going to finish up this week. 3 questions from the fans. Question number 1 comes from Big Jim Slim 99. He asks, does fasted cardio burn muscle? Okay, folks, this is a question that I get all the time. I'm sure a lot of you trainers and a lot of you coaches or whatever you want to call yourselves get this question all the time. Does fasted cardio burn muscle? No, it does not. You have to understand what type of cardio. I'm not talking about running. I'm not talking about doing like anything that's 85, 90% intensity. No. If you're walking on that treadmill at a slight incline, it's a 45-degree incline, and you're squeezing your hams and glutes, and you're squeezing and squeezing, you're huffing and puffing, you're doing the hyperventilation type breathing that I've talked about so many times. And if you do your supplementation correctly, you want a positive nitrogen balance, okay? Without getting too deep into it, because I would have to sit here and explain the scientifics and break it down for you. I'm just gonna make it very simple in layman's terms. You wanna take your glutamine, you wanna take your free-form amino acids, your branched chain amino acids, and maybe some HMB, okay? You do that before you go, and you do it after you finish. When you do it that way and you don't go 100%, 85%, 90% intensity, and you're just walking and squeezing, all you're going to do is burn fat. Remember the formula. First 15 minutes, okay, is warm up. 15 minutes to 30 minutes, you're just losing water. 30 minutes to 45 minutes, you're in the fat burning zone. 45 minutes to 60 minutes, you're at your maximum limits of burning and dropping, okay? You don't want to do any more than 60 minutes. This is defeating the purpose. Then it all depends on your genetic makeup. Dexter Jackson doesn't have to do 45 minutes or even 30 minutes. He does 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and that's all he needs. Jay Cutler, on the hand, he had to do 2 hours a day. You have to find out where your range is and fall right into that and be smart and do that, okay? Does it burn muscle? No, but you have to do it correctly. Question number 2 comes from Amy Lee Johnson. She asks, what's the best meal delivery company? Okay. There's a lot out there, you know, obviously it's the new hottest thing, it's a new hottest trend, and you know what? It should be, because it saves money and it saves time, it saves us a lot of problems. I mean, I don't know any professional bodybuilder now. It doesn't matter what, from bikini to open class to it doesn't matter. It's just a lifesaver. So you don't have to sit here and cook and cook and cook and cook. Your meals are delivered and they're ready to rock, you're ready to go. Personally, I've used a few, and right now the one that I'm using, the one that I'm getting all my meals from, is my favorite so far. It's called Trifecta. Trifecta Nutrition. You get to choose from, you know, low carb to keto to vegan to whatever your aspirations are, whatever your, you know, whatever you, the range and the direction that you want to go. You can choose. The food is delicious, the right amount of portions. I like it. Yeah, you might want to go and experiment, do, you know, find other companies and do what you like, because my taste might be different from yours. But personally, myself, Trifecta Nutrition is the best I've ever used. Okay, the third question. This is something that I get a lot, and it's really it's really popular and hyped up in the internet sphere right now. A lot of people are talking about it. So instead of just coming from one person, I'm going to make it a generalized question. The question is, what era was best? The 1990s or today? Which physiques would beat who? Which is better? What have you? Okay. This has been stirring up a lot of controversy. You know, Ronnie, obviously, you know, what he said, and Dorian. And then Brandon Curry came out and said something, and then Victor came out and said something, and then Jay came out and said something, Phil Heath. Everybody has their opinion, okay? Instead of me coming out and saying what I think, which I think people who know me know exactly what I would say, I'm going to do something a little bit different this time, because I'm a little curious as what's going on. I want to get your opinion too. So this is the picture right here. We're going to post this. You're going to see this right now. All right. So we got 3 from the 1990s, 3 from now. You be the judge. Symmetry, muscularity, conditioning, all aspects of bodybuilding. You guys go right down on the bottom. You give me your opinion. You tell me which era was the best, 1990s or today. Okay, that's it. Another episode of King's World. Remember, we got the good stuff coming with Sephora, training, a lot of stuff, especially, I get a lot of things from the girls saying, hey, don't leave us out. Don't leave us out, King. You know, you got to tell us some tips too. We want to, it's not just always hardcore. I'm going to do something a little for the ladies. Again, something back for the fellas. And as always, something fun and unexpected, and give me some more crazy interviews. I'm working on somebody right now that's going to be absolutely amazing. And lots of laughs with this one. So, King's World, we did it again. Be safe out there. Sanitize, wear those masks. And as always, peace.